Hey guys, welcome back to the one. Today I've got a few of my predictions of who's going to get an upgrade in the winter upgrades and this batch of them in FIFA 17. Now, we start off with Tom Heaton. These are all Premier League ones, by the way. Tom Heaton's had a pretty good season with Burnley so far. I think they're in the top half of the table. They might be 11th actually, I don't know. But they are doing pretty well at the moment. They've got a tough run of fixtures coming up, but considering the fact that they could make it out the other side of it, if you've seen the way they've been playing, the team's bonded really well so far this season. And if they could get a couple of points out of this rough patch, it'd be good for them. And I really hope that they can stay up, because right now they're nowhere near the relegation battle. So Tom Heaton, I think, is in line for another upgrade to a rare gold card like he got last year. And the next centre-back, well, the first centre-back in the team actually we have is Virgil van Dijk. Been an absolute rock for Southampton. He was linked with a lot of teams, including Man United. He stayed true to Southampton, and he is now going to get a very big upgrade, in my opinion. At least +3 to his rating. He needs to be one of the best BPL centre-backs in the game. Well, I don't know, 82 wouldn't make him one of the best BPL centre-backs in the game, but in real life he is, so I don't know, it's a difficult one, that one. But we're going to see the same with another player in a minute anyway. So we move on to Enner Valencia, a great right-back for Man United. Mourinho's called him the best right-back in the world. Would I go that far? Possibly, because it's hard to think of better right-backs than Valencia. I mean, there's Dani Alves, but he plays more attacking anyway. But Valencia does a lot of good work. He's good defensively, he's good bombing it down the wing. Honestly, I can't really think of many better than Valencia. I'm not saying he is the best in the world, but he's definitely up there with them. The final defender we have in this team then is David Luiz, by far the best centre-back in the Premier League this year. He's been an absolute rock under Conte, totally different player to what he was last time round at Chelsea, and I think 82 defending on his current card is way too low, and that really needs to be changed to an 85 rated card. I think they could upgrade Gary Cahill as well, because when you think about it, Azpilicueta is 84, David Luiz is currently 84, Gary Cahill is 83, so I think that they might put them all in the same rating, but I think the way David Luiz has been playing, in my opinion, he definitely deserves a big upgrade himself. We then move on to N'Golo Kante, still only 81 rated, absolute rock. Again, he's one of the underrated players, still really underrated for what he is. He should have got in the team of the year because he was so important for Leicester. We're seeing that now. I'm not saying that he was the only thing that's not clicking so far for them this season, not having him there, but he's definitely a big reason. And now he's at Chelsea. Chelsea are really fighting for this league, and I don't think they're going to slip up, if I'm being honest. Anyway, so we have Felipe Coutinho. Despite Liverpool's current form, I didn't really want to put a Liverpool player in here because most people, including myself, would argue that recently the performances have just showed that there shouldn't be a player in here. But Coutinho in the first half of the season was absolutely mental. Not been quite as good since he came back, but who knows, it could start to gel again for him in the coming weeks. We have another Liverpool player here, it's Sadio Mane. You can't really argue with this one because Mane, even though he's played one match since he came back and we lost against Hull, I know everyone's going to say that, but come on, he's just been knocked out and he's just missed his penalty to knock his nation out of the African Cup of Nations. That's really going to take a toll on someone. So I'm definitely not blaming him for the loss against Hull, and I definitely don't think anybody else can. And don't forget, he's had an absolutely great season, so he needs to be at least an 82 rated card in my opinion. We then move on to Walcott, who has been really good so far this season. Should he get a +2, I think it is, to his rating, to an 82 rated card? In my opinion, yeah, just because I'd like to see that for FIFA purposes. But look, if he doesn't get one, it's not going to bother me that much, but I really would like to see him get an upgraded card this FIFA. We then move on to Dele Alli. You can't argue with this one because Dele Alli has been a rock. Dele Alli's been so good, but he's so good at so many different things. I mean, he can score goals, he can set up Harry Kane, and he's unselfish. He reminds me a little bit of a younger Steven Gerrard, and I believe that he almost signed for Liverpool at one point, but I'd have to read up on that one to know a little bit more about it. Moving on to the strikers then, Diego Costa, I think he is still the league's top scorer. He's been on fire for them this season. He didn't do much against Liverpool, but every time he got the ball it was frightening because you know exactly what he was capable of. If he doesn't get at least a +1 to an 86, it has to be a +2 to an 87 at least, doesn't it? 87 or 88, they've got to, surely. And then we move on to the final player of this team, it is Alexis Sanchez. Playing at striker for Arsenal, he's been in there, even though Arsenal aren't really going to fight for this title. They're not that good right now. He's still one of the best players for them, and regardless of whether he signs a new contract or not, Arsenal fans have still got a lot to be thankful for in the fact that they have Sanchez. Where's he going to go after that? Honestly, been linked with Juventus. I see him going to Juventus if he doesn't stay at Arsenal. Ozil, I don't even know where Ozil will go. But yeah, that's all the upgrades for this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you next time.